dyslexia. You're like, yeah, I'm not broken, I still can't spell it. This is what I would do. I would break it down and say, did I observe trunk motion? Yes or no? Bless you. Yes? Okay, well then I'm going to have to decide what the trunk motion was. Did I observe cervical motion?
No.
It's either yes or no.
Can you do it again? I don't know if your head was moved. I'm saying, like, if your head was staying straight and then...
I'm not messing with you. Yeah. I'm saying, can you do it again? I can, absolutely. But I did it. I shook that Etch-a-Sketch a few times, right? All right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now let's talk about how and why, right? So when I started here, let's have the trunk conversation first, right? So if I'm talking about the trunk, and the trunk can move independently from the cervical, I don't need to worry about the cervical. The cervical doesn't matter if I'm having a trunk conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, cervical, go home. Okay. This is home for the cervical vertebra, right? Cervical, go home and stay home. Okay. So what did the trunk do? Left transverse trunk rotation, right? Spun to the left. Now, if the cervical vertebra did nothing, freeze Rick. Because when I'm here, I'm looking at my left shoulder. So if it did nothing, I would keep looking at my left shoulder. You see those illusions? So what did my cervical vertebra do? It went from looking at my left shoulder to looking at my right shoulder, and the only way that can happen is if I have right transverse cervical rotation. So the reality is as my trunk is trying to twist my eyes to the left, I canceled it out by twisting my cervical to the right to keep my eyes fixed forward. That happens all the time. If you want to keep your eyes on something, and your trunk or your pelvis is trying to spin you to the right, you better spin back to the left to keep your eyes on the prize. Or the person who's walking funny at 1 o'clock in the shrimp festival. Whoa, look at that. That was interesting. Yes? No? Maybe so? Okay, how about this one? Bless you. Start, finish. Now, we can have a hip conversation, but this is what we're practicing today. So we'll talk about what the hips did if we want to have a hip conversation. I'm not disrespecting the hips, I'm respecting what today's lecture is about. Discuss amongst yourselves.